Okay, so I've been talking about a couple movies that I thought were really bad, and now I'm about to talk about the worst movie I have ever seen. And I don't think I found a movie worse than this um, ever in my life. It's called Manos in the Hands of Fate. It came out in 1960 something. I watched this one day because I don't even remember the reason why I decided to watch it, but I found it on. The reason was I was looking through the IMDb's top bottom, and I was just looking at like the top 10 worst or whatever, looking the trailers up on YouTube, and I found this one, the full movie with the Mystery Science Theater commentary with it, and that's the only thing that made this movie bearable, was them making fun of it. So this movie's only an hour long, but it felt like 3. It's so boring. It's not even a movie that's so bad it's funny. It's just so bad it's painful to watch. Like, I seriously, watching this, I wanted to be anywhere else in the world. I'm gonna go through everything that a movie can do and talk about how it does it wrong. So we'll start with the writing, and let's start with dialogue. There, it's pretty bad. It's terrible.
Mike, I'm scared. It's getting dark.
Well, Torgo, which way is out of here?
There is no way out of here. It will be dark soon. There is no way out of here.
It's terrible. That's all I gotta say about the dialogue. The characters. Actually, we'll talk about the story first. The story is basically about this family. They're out on vacation. They're driving around. They get lost, and they're tired, and they want to stop. And so they pick the creepiest house they can find, and I think it's probably the only house out there. So, let's just stop at a random house somewhere. And there's some really creepy, shady guy that crawls out of the house. And you're like, hey, can we stay here? And he's like, no. And you're like, we're going to stay here. And he's like, no, the master doesn't want you here.
I don't want to spend the night here. I don't like the looks of the place.
Well, it seems we have no alternative. Well, how about it, Torgo? Can we spend the night here? Well, I don't know what else we can do.
But, Mike, I don't want to stay here.
And the master wouldn't approve.
Don't worry about it. We're here now, and I'm sure the master won't throw us out.
Terrible decision. Anyways, they stay at this house, but some crazy hijinks ensue, and after like the 10-minute mark, I was actually the first 5 minutes of the movie are pointless. So really, from 5 to 10 minutes in the movie, I was like, okay, I see where they're going with this. And then after that, I had no idea. I was like, what is happening? It was just, I guess I gave up at like minute 30, because I'm like, I don't even care what happens anymore. I'm just kind of sitting here, because I gotta finish it just because I need to. But I had no idea what was happening, like, the majority of the movie. But basically, from what I can remember, they go in there, they try to leave, but they can't. And then apparently there's some secret evil devil cult going downstairs, and the devil leader guy gets mad at the housekeeper or something, and his wives fight. I have no clue what this movie's about. I don't even think there is a plot anymore after like 10 minutes. Just ridiculous. So the story is complete rubbish, and the characters are complete rubbish. So we got the main characters. We got the dad, who is a jerk, but he's not even like a likable jerk. Like a likable jerk, kind of like a Iron Man type character where it's like they're a jerk but I like you, you know. No, he's just a jerk to his family and to everyone. And then his boring, uninteresting wife who just stands there and it's like, and then his daughter that doesn't do anything, and then the I don't know what you call him. He's like a housekeeper or whatever. The evil devil master's a little henchman, doesn't do anything. He's just a really creepy guy. And then the crazy cult devil worshipper guy is just a creepy cult devil worshipping guy, and his cult devil worshipping wives. Okay, so that's all complete garbage. Maybe it's really well made though. Maybe even though it's a terrible story, maybe they put some real effort into creating this movie. But no. Yeah. So you got the talk about production design. You know, you create a world and create interesting things in your world to look at, and it makes you feel like it. And it's just shot in a house basically. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I can't give any credit there. Like, well, at least they did this well. Where it's just in a house, so I can't even. They don't even get that. The costume design is terrible. The cult devil worshipper guy has this big. It's just a cloak with some like sewn on hands in a triangle.
Silence! Silence! And now, my wives, I shall deal with the one who is responsible for the child being here.
I swear, if I got the fabric and stuff, my mom could make that. And I was actually just watching a little thing about this movie, like a documentary type thing. And the devil worshipper cult guys' wives were supposed to wear these like really skimpy outfits and be like, we're sexy or whatever, but they ended up just kind of wearing white sheets. So there's that. Okay, well, maybe it's maybe it's shot well. Is there good cinematography? No. It's probably some of the worst cinematography ever. Probably everything is lit like it's super dark. The lighting is terrible.
Mike, it's the dog from the portrait.
Stand back, Debbie, stand back!
And everything just doesn't look right. And there's shots out of focus. Nothing is like framed right. It's like the guy's like, I don't know, it's like that or something. I'll show you examples of all this stuff.
I don't know about it. I just don't know.
Yeah, it's awful. And I think that for the most part, the camera just basically stays in the same spot. It doesn't move at all for the most part that I can remember. So yeah, awful cinematography. Let's see what else. The music. Maybe it had some good music, you know. I've seen terrible movies with some good music. It's what is that? Well, what is that? Terrible music. Just makes your ears bleed. The editing. They can't even edit a movie properly.
I am Torgo. I take care of the place while the master is away. But the child, I'm not sure the master would approve. Or the dog. The master doesn't like children.
We only want to know where Valley Lodge is.
Which way do we go?
There's no place like that around here.
I could edit this movie way better than the way they edited it. There's scenes that they'll say something and they'll not cut. They'll leave it in. It's like they left everything that was shot in the movie. They didn't cut anything out. You can cut the film. You don't have to leave everything in. And sometimes things will just cut off. Awful. Awful editing. Worst editing of all time. If you can find a worse example, show me. I have never seen anything so bad. And even the sound editing, there's this one spot, I'll just show you right here.
Torgo, we'll stay tonight, and then tomorrow...
You cannot stay. The master would not approve.
Why'd the music just stop out of nowhere? And then, apparently the camera made too much noise, so they had to go and redo everything in post. And it'll just sounds... The audio is just terrible. And they were all recorded by two people, one man and one woman. So all the voices sound the same. It can't look good, it can't sound good. We only got 2 more categories. Acting.
Sure is good to get away. Damn the rain.
Vacations are fine, but this one should be great.
Directing. Maybe the director just hired a bunch of bad people, and it wasn't his fault. Maybe he, really tried, but no. The director's just like, yeah, turn the camera on, film that. You guys just make out. What am I supposed to do though? Just do that. There was no direction in this movie. And speaking of that whole scene, there's this whole part of the movie where these two just make out in a car, but it has nothing to do with the story. I'm not even over-exaggerating, nothing. These characters, we don't see them anywhere else. They don't do anything, and it does nothing for the story. They have no point in it. Why are they in there? Why? That thing, that and this, and the very beginning, where they're just driving for like at least 5 straight minutes.
Inside this magic circle, keep your head up high. Use this strength I have within. It's real and not lie.
Now just 10 miles up this mountain. We're almost there, Debbie. Just a few minutes more.
See the way I really love you. Try. We'll have a ball. The heart just stands but I knew before when it opened the door. Love is today. It is the way. The way.
Why is that in there? It's like they were supposed to, but I have no. Why would they put that in there? Why would they put that? Why would they put that? Why would they put that in there? Why would they leave something like that in a movie? What? It has nothing to do with anything. Nothing. Nothing at all. But so, I bet you're thinking, wow, everything in this movie was done terribly. How could you possibly hire the worst people in every field? Well, they didn't. They only hired there was only maybe 5 people involved in this movie. Not even over exaggerating, really. The director, producer, writer, and star of the movie were all the same person. And there's that stuff like that's happened before, but they know how to hire people, but they're talented in all those aspects, you know? Like Charlie Chaplin, he directed, starred, produced, and wrote all his movies, but he was talented at all those things. And then he got other talented actors and people who knew how to film something or edit something. And it's just, and in the documentary I was just watching, the one guy, he's like, so yeah, everyone had 19 jobs. I did the costume design, the grip, I was a cameraman, I was an assistant director. It's like he rattles off 10 things he did. And I know this movie had a low budget, but it's I don't care how low the budget is or anything. There are some things that anybody knows how to do. In that documentary I was watching, they were saying how the little girl that was 7 years old was watching this, and even she knew that this movie wasn't right. How it was filmed wasn't right. She's like, this doesn't look like a movie. What is this? And they're like, oh, we'll fix it. She's like, oh, okay. But no, they didn't. They didn't fix it. It all looks terrible. And sounds terrible. And makes your brain hurt, and your ears bleed, and your eyes bleed. There's not one redeeming quality of this movie at all. It's trash. It's garbage. It's not even a movie where it's if you've seen Who Killed Captain Alex, that movie's a bad movie. It was not made well at all, but you can tell they were just having fun. They wanted to make a fun movie. This movie was just let's make a movie. I don't know what to do with my life. This is probably the only time I'll say this. There may be only a handful, 5 or 10 movies in the world made by professionals. Maybe not even that. Maybe just 2 or 3. But this is definitely one of them that I could make a better movie. Probably most people could. And I'm 16. Alright? And you're professionals. I only recommend this movie so you watch it and realize how good movies are, you know. But don't watch this thinking it'll even be fun to laugh at. It's not even fun to laugh at. It's just boring and painful and worst thing ever. Well, I only talked about 3 movies this month. I was going to do 4, but I just couldn't find another one. They just took all the life out of me. So I'll start getting back to some good movies. And I'll try and review some of these other bad horror movies that I have this collection every once in a while, maybe every week. But, because, yeah. I have no idea what next month I'm going to do or the month after that. I might be, maybe I'll do silent movies or something. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. See you next time.